There we go. Hello, everybody. Are we good? Sonia, you're here. Oh, you disappeared. Chris, are we good? School, not all schools. They get 2 weeks.
Private schools down here get 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah.
This week and last week.
Oh, Sonia, hello. So it's yeah, that I'm finding that quite long. You know,
parents do, teachers don't. It's wonderful for teachers to have 2 weeks. They can chill out for a week and then
yes,
the preparation work.
Yes, and then do the Christmas shopping and things like that mad people do.
yeah, try and get that out of the way now.
Yeah. Chris, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine. Yep. Sonia is on, I think, but I don't. She's on her phone, so I don't know if she's picking it up or not.
Oh,
hello.
Hi. Sorry, I'm doing it from my phone, so I don't know what's going on. So I don't know how to mute from my end. So if there's a lot of noise, I apologise.
Okay, but you can hear.
I can hear you, so I think I'll just hear you and watch the screen, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. Can you see as well?
When I'm talking to you, I can't, so I'm going to not talk then.
So just now you can see. Well, see, Sonia, you've got a lot to contribute because you are cracking on at some pace.
Yeah,
it's impressive.
I'm wondering because I wanted to follow your screen and do it on my laptop. That's what I was going to do from my phone. You think I should do it from my laptop then?
Well, can you see my screen?
When I talk to you, I can't see your screen.
I know, but that's because you've not got a camera on. So, look, let me see. Wait a minute. I'll share my screen and you can tell me if you can see what I'm going to be looking at, which is Trello. Can you see my screen?
It says your video is stopped. So I'm guessing no because I'm talking. I think I have to switch things on and off.
Right. So stop talking now and then see if you can see my screen.
Okay.
What do you think? Can you see it?
Oh, yes, I can see it.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good. Okay.
Oh, you can hear me still? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can see something of you now, Sonia.
Sorry?
We can see something of you now at the top of your head.
Oh, God. You can see me?
Relax, honestly. We can't see too much, don't worry. Anyway, we'll crack on. Chris, Leslie, Sonia, anybody got anything they want to ask?
Not right at this precise minute. I came to a halt, or I suspended everything. What are we now? The end of October. I suspended everything at the beginning of October because I had to.
Right.
Didn't have time to do the course, work, and live. So I suspended the course at that particular time.
Okay.
I'm keeping my Facebook pages going.
Right. Good.
I add to those. Keep on adding people if necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of as far as I've got. I meant to try and start sort of sorting out websites this week, but it just seems to have gone. I need that 2 weeks half term back.
Yeah, I know. Chris, anything occurring with you? What's
my Facebook was big.
So when you
can turn it off.
Yeah.
You're very, very quiet to me, Chris. I can hardly hear you.
Is that better?
Hey!
The reason I was quiet a moment ago is I wasn't talking very loud. Well, I must admit, I've not been very busy. I mean, this week's half term, and one of my students is on holiday, and the other one is going back on holiday tomorrow, and I'm teaching him tomorrow.
Right.
And basically, we're carrying. Well, I've planned them anyway. So this week I have I had a call with Deanie, as Deanie knows, about 10 days ago. Since this week I've registered with Tutora and First Tutors.
Yay.
And well, I don't know. I think that I had to send them both my DBS certificate, and on both my profiles it says we're still checking your DBS certificate. I don't know if I should chase them down. They both also give me an opportunity to write and post a video, which I'm going to do, but I haven't quite got I've written the script for it. But I haven't, and I'm going to record it tomorrow. But I haven't quite got the lighting right in my room yet.
Right.
I bought a new bulb for my desk lamp, and I'm going to try and put it somewhere so I can. And also, I've ordered a new cable for my computer so I can move the computer out of the living room, which you can see at the moment, into the room I'm going to use in my study. So when I've done all that and I've posted the videos, hopefully those two websites will bring me some
Chris,
VIP style online students. But then I want to get on with design the course part to go to the website. But also what I've been really neglecting is my Facebook page. I've got a Facebook page for Tackle Maths that I've been doing. I've not been posting on it because I'm not quite sure what to post on it at the moment. It's one thing that once I get rolling, once I get into the swing of it, I'll post those. That'll be my breakfast thing. That'll be my between 8 and 9 o'clock thing every day to post something on there. But I'm not in the swing of it yet of exactly what I want to say there. So,
Chris, on First Tutors, chase them up because I registered with them back at the beginning of September.
First Tutors,
First Tutors.
Yeah.
I registered with them 1st September. Went through all the everything that you have to go through, and there's stacks of stuff. Check that they haven't actually cleared your DBS because mine was done practically at the same time.
Right. I did that on Monday or Tuesday this week, and I've been doing tutorial yesterday and today.
Yeah. First tutors. I've already had 3 requests from. But they cleared everything as long as you'd got everything and you could prove it all.
I've sent them a picture of me. I've sent them a photo of me and a photo ID of me and my DBS certificate photocopy. Both of them. So, yeah. Yeah.
So I chased that up because it was all done. For me, it was done very quickly.
All right. Well, only this week I did it, but okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good to know that. Worth a chase if you don't hear start of next. Yeah. Okay, so I thought tonight we would have an in-depth look at Trello. We've looked at it before, but I'm going to look at it in a bit more detail for those who have joined the course, because a lot of people are at the course mapping stage, etc. So I find it deeply useful. I use this every single day, and I think it's just great to have, especially for mapping your course. But what I thought I would do first of all is, can I just check, Leslie and Chris, you both are using Trello?
Well, I set up a Trello plan, but am I using it right? Am I getting much from it? I don't know.
Leslie?
I've set it up and I started using it, but if I'm perfectly honest, I've gone back to paper and pen.
Have you? Okay.
It's still there. I can still use it. It was great, but if I want to actually pick something up and work out whether the last time I advertised on a certain group on Facebook, I can pick up my book and I can log it there and see it there. Now, I'm not saying that Trello isn't going to be good, because I think gradually as I get into it, I think probably Trello will keep everything organised.
Sure. Okay. Well, let's look at it and see, and we can maybe see if going into it in a bit more detail helps. So what we've got here is the Trello, my Trello, which I keep on my desktop. So when I click a new page, Trello is just kept there. The Chrome extension, that's called.
If you see my head moving around now, it's because I'm busy on my computer trying to find my own Trello page.
Oh, okay.
I'm still listening.
I hope I don't have to say pay attention now, Chris.
No.
Is everybody listening? Right. So when I open it, that's what I'm faced with. Okay. And these are my boards. Okay. And there are lots and lots of them, and I use them all for different things. So let me just start with a very quick look at, for those who don't know, of the kind of the premise of it, how it kind of works. So let me just click there. Okay, so it moves. These are called, over here underneath subjects, these are called cards. That's a card, and that's a list. Okay, and the idea is that you have two different types of Trello boards, what you would call, and what I would call, a static board, or one that moves from left to right. So if you finish that, you can move it along, you can move it along, and you can move it right along. You can move between, you can add that on there, you can do whatever. So from the point of view of progress, it's very, very visual, as you can see. But from the purpose of progress, you see the different stages of something going across from left to right, and you move it along. The brilliant thing about it is you can turn the card over and you have all manner of things that you can add to it. So here, I'm using this here as what I'm using this for, just in particular, it doesn't matter. We'll look at all the different uses. But I've had an email from somebody that I've liked. I've liked the copy. I've liked what they've talked about. So I've copied and I've pasted it, and I've put it, there's the subject of it, but how do I launch it? And I've just copied and pasted there. Now I could then go up to the right-hand side and I could add a label. And we'll look at that in greater detail. I can also add a checklist of things that I want to do with that. And I can add an attachment from all sorts of places. And I can attach a due date when it's due. As you'll see here, there's members at the top there as well. So I can add somebody who I'm working with, whether that be a student. Now, always when I'm talking like this, always think of, how can I use this? So you can use this for students or for anybody else you're working with. So I work here with Emma. Now, for some reason, she's not coming up there. That's probably because the board is not, yeah, see up here, over here, it says who's team visible. So I need to change that, and I'll make it private, and then that way I can add somebody to it. So should be able to add Emma to it there. Nope, it's not coming up there for some reason. Don't know why, not sure, but I'll look at other ones and it does work. So you can add members to a board, you can add labels, a checklist, a due date, an attachment. And then underneath, you can do all sorts of things. You can move a card, you can copy it, and you can archive it, as in get rid of it, keep it, but put it away from where you're working. So that's the premise. That's basically how it works. What I thought I'd start with was looking at a couple of kind of personal ways of using it. And I'm going to start with this one here called the current week. So you would make a board. You make a board here. Okay. So I'm just keep this wee bit annoying. There you go to create board, and you add the board title, and off you go. Okay, so I'm going to look at this one here, the current week, and I'm going to show you how you can use Trello as, if you like, an overview of your week. Right, can I just make this? Yes, I can put you down there. Great. Okay, so on the left-hand side, we've got Sunday, and I've added a card to that called goals. So this is going to be my goals for the week, what I want to achieve for this whole week. On Monday, I divide Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday into morning, afternoon, and evening. And to do that, I just make a card. Okay, so call it morning, add it, turn it over, and give it a wee label. Okay, so I would add that label, the morning label, to that. Okay, and then I just move that up to the top, because you can move up and down, you can move left and right or whatever. Okay, so that's how I do that. And then I do the same for afternoon, and I do the same for evening. And then I just add my to-do list as I go. Okay, so call the dentist. Okay, so I just add that and there. And if I don't get that done today, I can move it over to tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow afternoon. Don't get it done on Tuesday, I can move it to Wednesday and right across. Okay.
That's what I do with my dentist as well. Keep putting them up. Keep doing it.
Just keep moving that one along. Okay.
So not everything has to have a label, but if you want to have a label, you can.
Yeah, if you want to label it, you label it. And I'm going to show you different ways of labeling and different uses. So labeling this way breaks up the actual list. And at a glance, I can look at my week and I can see where, so I've got the red label is teaching. Okay, so I add that there. So I can see at a glance that I'm teaching Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. Monday night being my busiest, Tuesday quite busy, Wednesday slowing down, and Thursday one group lesson. Okay, now obviously everybody's would look completely different, and whatever, and there'd be stuff in the morning or whatever. But by using that label, I can see at a glance how my week is panning out. And over here I've got squeeze in Janie Smith, because Janie Smith is owed an extra lesson and I need to get her in somewhere. So I can look and I can add other things there that aren't goals as such, but a student who needs to be placed somewhere. The orange label I make, I've labeled there as an appointment. So it's somewhere I have to go. Okay, and I can look at a glance and see how so this is the whole week panning out here. So home and work together. And if you can see that there are recurring posts, okay, so I can go up to the top and I can copy the whole list. Okay, so I create another copy of Monday and it just copies the whole list over. But I can call that Tuesday, or I can call it whatever. You can copy the whole list over and adjust that as you want, rather than adding the same things day by day, etc.
How did you do that? Did you do right click and then copy list?
So there, Sonia.
Up there. Okay.
Okay, up there to the dots. You can do all sorts of things there. You can move the whole list.
Right.
So you can copy the list, you can add a card, you can move the list. Now, you can, to move the list, if you click move the list, it asks you what board you want to move it to and what position you want to move it to. Okay, so I can click that there, and then it asks me, so I can go into any of my boards and can copy a whole list.
Right.
Okay.
Delete the bits that you don't want.
Yeah, and just to delete, you just click on it and you come down and you click archive and delete.
Right, okay.
Okay. Right. So what I was going to look at here was also, I was going to look at the, up here, I've got, now over here, you've got show menu. And so this is for the whole of Trello, not just this, this board. Now, because it's not the whole of Trello, it's the whole of this, all the cards together. So yes, this board, I always get mixed up with the terminology in Trello, this board. And it asks you there if you want to invite somebody. So if I was working with you, or I wanted to share this board with you, it says search for a person in Trello by name or email address. So you can invite people to your particular board. Okay. And then underneath that, you've got your activity of what's happened when and how you've, adjusted the board. You can change the background and add your own photographs or their photographs. And you can do this clever thing. Now, this is where it's really smart, and this is where it kind of levels up a bit to a different kind of thing. You can power it up, and this means if you click on that, it means that for each board, you're adding extra, what would the word be? Tools, extra tools. So I want to add, and these are all, gives you a huge big list to choose from. So I want to add here.
I'll just ask a question, Daly.
Yeah, sure.
How much of this thing is everything you're showing us now free?
No.
No, it's not. So you've paid some money for some extra Trello bits.
So
yeah.
Google, to power up, to go to what's called Trello Gold is, I've checked it out, it's $45 for a year, and that works out at £34.
Okay, that's not a lot. Yeah.
Not a lot. But you don't need to. And you don't need to do it. It still does. You can't change the background, and I don't think you can do the power-ups. But there are ways to work around that. So one of the great things of to enable here is Google Drive. But there's all sorts. I'll just scroll down and show you all the different things that you can use here. But one of the ones I like is Google Drive, and you enable that, and then that comes up here, up at the top. Okay. The other thing, so what that then means is on any of these cards here. So let me show you Derek Wilson. Okay. So I'm going to tutor Derek Wilson at 7 o'clock on Monday evening. So if I look there, I can see that, I've got it labeled that I'm teaching. I can also see that that's due on October the 30th. I've got a couple of lists in there, but those wee lines mean there's a few wee checklist points. And there's an attachment as well. So let me click on his card. So I would come to this before I teach him. And I can see, because I've enabled the Google Docs, there's what I'm working with him on. See, because I've linked to Google Drive there.
I don't know how the two are connected. So if you had another student, how will it pick up the right student? Is there a link in Google Drive with that board link in it?
Yeah, so what you would do is, right, so let's pretend this, so the Google Drive, when I enabled Google Drive on this, it asked me, can Trello access your Google Drive?
Okay.
Right, and you say yes. And then, so there, I'm going to put something else in here. I'm going to, so I go there to the power up, and I'm going to look there, and it says attach a file, attach.
Okay, I got it.
Right. So it's just like sending an email, and then it opens up my Google Drive, and I open it up, and there's a document there, and I select that, and that attaches there. So you can kind of keep it as almost, you can do so much with it. You can, so all your students and all the material that you're working on for that particular lesson can all be kept on Trello. Now, it's not difficult when you're teaching online to click open Google and then of course you can both work on the same document at the same time on Google, because each of you are accessing it at the same time. So it's a difficult thing, but it just might save you a wee bit of time and a wee bit of, it just means you're sort of completely focused on it and organized.
I think if you can do this within the lesson hour that you're doing it with, however long the lesson, at least you're not having to do it afterwards and it's done, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just another way of using it. So tell Derek about exams. See, and you can make all sorts of notes all on your students' you know, and after the lesson, you can make notes. How was it? What's their homework? What are they working on? Etc.
Right. So when you know with the board, when you ask someone to join you because you want to them see it, do they see the whole board or do they just see the card?
They see the whole board.
Okay, so you have to be careful then.
Yes.
What you're sharing. Okay.
Yes. So, but what you would do is you would create, you know, this would be, you know, this would be your current week. You wouldn't let them see your current week, but you would make a board for
the student.
For the student.
Right. Okay.
So can the two different boards somehow talk to each other, or some?
Yeah,
Can one car? You're about to come to this. If you're about to come to it, I'll shut up and wait.
Yeah. So, so that's the Google Drive enabled there. Okay. The other thing that is really good is this calendar here. Now you can power up. So let me go back here, and you can power up this calendar. Wait a minute. There are a couple of calendars. Yep, this one here. And that is that calendar there. But what I've done is I've added in, what that one does is it just shows you the calendar for one board, right? So for this one board. But I would rather see a calendar for all the boards. And so I've added in this, it's called, I don't know how to actually pronounce that. Planyway. Is that right? What did you say, Sonia?
Planyway. Terrible.
It's terrible, absolutely terrible. But it's a great wee thing. So you click on that and all your appointments are there. You can do it by the month. You can do it for the week. You can change it to, you can hide it, and then you can also go over here and you can I think you can have it there. You can switch to the vertical, so you can choose it, or you can have it over on the left.
Wow.
It shows you the, you know, all your appointments and all your, you know, all your additions.
It's a calendar board. I mean, I've made up a board just to plan all the things that I've learned from your course, Teenie and Ward, and we'll do them in. And maybe later we'll get a chance to actually have a look at my board and see what I'm doing right or wrong with it. But the board you're doing, I'm not saying we will. Maybe we will.
Yeah, we will.
But what we're looking at here is this a special sort of board? It's like a calendar board, which is tied into your calendar. And next week, will you have to do something? I mean, obviously next week, some of your appointments will be the same, like the student you always teach at 7 o'clock on Wednesday. And some of your appointments, like the dentist, will be different. So will you be able to sort of create a new board from this board quickly?
Well, you see, because this is current week, this is always going to stay the same as
Right.
it. But what I do is on a Sunday, I'll sit and I'll add the things that I need to add here.
Right.
What do I want to get done this week? And I add them there. And then I sit and I plot this out now. So the Facebook
But
board,
can you copy this board to another board called last week, so you've got a record of what you did last week?
Okay, yes, of course you can. Yes, so yes, you just copy.
As well as updating this one, you want to make a copy of what you did last week.
You want to make a diary?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yes, of course. You
Am I thinking? If I'm thinking ahead, I'll shut up and listen.
No. That's exactly So so the calendar there is another way of of using something else like a calendar, and that links to your Google Calendar if any of you use Google Calendar.
Oh, wow.
It talks to that as well. You see, so if you add something in, so let's look at. Let me look at there.
So, but you have to combine the two. You have to. How do you link it together? You have to put.
Yeah, they just talk to each other when you put in that Planyway one, which is here. There you are, Planyway. It just talks to your Google Calendar. It just asks you when you load it on, do you want to synchronize? Let me just have a wee look.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yep. So this one actually. Well, let me just finish this wee bit, right? So check other social media, right? I want to make that due on Saturday at 12 o'clock. Okay, so that's now got a due date there, and then I would go to my calendar, and there it is there on Saturday. So it's appeared there. So anything that you add to any of the cards, it appears onto your, the big calendar, which you can look at by the month or by the week or by the day or whatever. So
some of the functions we're looking at now are Trello functions, and some of the functions we're looking at now, the Google functions.
Mm-hmm.
Are we looking at them both at the same time?
Well, they're integrating, Chris. So
that's what I mean. Oh, right, yeah, but yeah.
So this is why I'm kind of going into depth with this, because it is powerful.
Yes, I'm just curious to know what I'm looking at.
Yeah. So no, you're looking at Trello.
Right. Okay.
You're absolutely looking at Trello.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm showing you that it integrates with with your Google Calendar. But it only asks you when you're when you power this one up, it asks you, can I talk to your Google Calendar?
Okay. Right.
And if you're going to add dates to your Trello boards, then it makes sense to let the two calendars talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because let me just look at, let me just show you that Google Calendar, if you use the Google Calendar, that should have copied that over. What date was that again? Saturday?
Yeah.
No, I don't. It did it. Wait a minute. Don't know that it did. Maybe that's where it falls down a bit. Maybe the Trello one doesn't talk to the, maybe it doesn't work back that way. But I would just use one calendar. I wouldn't work between two. Hard work. So then I'm going to show you how to link to a different link between boards. So let's look at this student here, Sarah Campbell, and she is, oops, jumped there. So I have got there, look, copied the comment from card Sarah Campbell. So there, if I click there, and you'll see that wee blue icon is a Trello icon. So this is another card. And I click there, and it takes me to a different board, a board called Student Work. And that's what Sarah's working on. But I'm going to show you that other Student Work board in a minute. But the point being that you can link between boards.
Sarah can see this Brainstorm Me board, can she?
If you've added her to the card, yeah. If you've added her to,
so all those people can see that. There's a list of names under that board.
Under the student one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've maybe made it a wee bit too confusing by linking to that board. Let me link to another board. Let me link to. I'm just trying to show you the idea that the boards can talk to each other, if you like. What was that called? Class, current week.
Student work.
Current week, and then student. Yeah. So, say I want. Let me think of how best to do this. Yep. So I was on that. Say.
Brainstorm read me.
Yep. Say I want to copy this, right? So what I do is I go here and I click on copy. Okay, and that copies this board to the different lists there. Keep the labels and the comments and the Monday, and it's in position 11. Now, where are you going to copy this whole thing to? Well, I'm going to copy it to, let's go for student work, for instance. Right?
I don't understand what position means.
Position means, right, I'll show you. Position number 2 just means there. Look, morning is.
Oh, it's just, okay, right.
Yeah. So where did I copy that to? Student work, right? So I should have copied that whole card to student work. Now the trick will be finding student work. There it is. And I should be on, what was it, position 2? Was it?
It was position 2, you said, yeah.
Her there?
But there isn't. It's not there.
It's not there. There, she's there, but that's not position 2.
You have to click into it then.
Wait, let me go back. Let me go back. Wait a second. Right. Current week. Right. So I am going to copy the card. See
the position 11 now.
Keep the labels, keep the comments, and copy it to
Student work.
What was it? Student work.
Yeah.
Right. Project overview. Let's go to brainstorm position 7. Right.
Which is where it was. I think it was about 7th down.
Well, let's try another
You
one.
have to write create card then, or not?
I think it should just copy, but unless I have to, I don't think it. Right, let me just check.
Oh, there it is at the top. Brainstorm, read me. No, that's not what you copied. Sorry, ignore me.
It's not, is it?
I think you have to press
I think
create card.
you need to create card because that's what it's asking you to do at the bottom number when you go back.
Oh, did it? Did I not do it? Is there something I missed?
I think you have to press the button at the bottom.
Right. Wait a minute. Right, copy. Then is there something I'm missing?
Create card, the green button. So once you've changed everything, so you change your position.
I can't see that because of this. Right, wait a minute. Ah, of course. Right, sorry. I can't see that because of the camera, the everybody on the thing. Right. So where did we? Right. Sorry. Of course.
I've got you all down the side. I can't see what's on the right.
Didn't work. Right. Sarah Campbell's there. Where else did she go? She must have been about 5 different places there now. Right. I'm going back to. I'm going to get this. You get the idea.
You didn't change the position on this last one.
Right. Okay. Right. She's going to the top. Right.
Right. You've got Sarah Campbell on Monday twice now.
Have I?
Oh, I couldn't see that.
Change the position. Oh. Okay.
Oh, I see. Right. So I've copied it there. I've copied it to the same board. Right. So let's make it student. I didn't change the thing. Right. Student work, and we want it to be project overview, position 2, create card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So then we go there, student work, project overview. There she
go. There it is.
Right.
And it's in position 2 as well. Okay.
2.
Right.
Right. So you can link between the boards. And why you would want to do that is because you're, maybe adding students onto different projects. Let me come back to that once we look at kind of more work-based ones. Okay, let me quickly show you this one, which is called This Week Beanie. Right, and this becomes almost a to-do list. Okay, and here everything is moving left to right as well. So we've not got the afternoon or the morning or the evening. It's just really a to-do list. And I'm just giving you ideas here of just different ways of using it in different boards. Okay. So I've got a kind of things to think about, and I've got a sort of main kind of list, and then I'm kind of putting them into different days. Okay. And I'm moving things along as and when I do them. So the last one was a kind of timetable for the week, and this is a kind of to-do list. Yes.
I think that's what I started using it for, more as a to-do list.
Right. Okay.
Setting up individual boards for things to do.
Yeah. Okay. So let me show you here. So here is, let's look at this on Wednesday. The Plum Pudding Tutor is, I'm going to show you here, we've got a checklist on this as well. So I turn this card over, and this is a tutor who I want to feature on the blog post. And I've got in touch with her, and I got the email there from her. and I've got some notes, and I've got all the things I need to do here.
So you know when you got that email, did that come into the board? You linked it, or did you copy and paste it?
I didn't copy and paste it. I'm going to show you what I did, okay?
Okay.
Underneath here, it's okay. Underneath here, I've got share and more. You can see that? Yep.
Yes.
So you click on that, and here is a few wee things here now. Links to this card. So let me copy that, and then let me add that to a card here. Okay, so you would call that whatever you want. And then I would paste that there and save that. So that's me copied that wee Trello board link, right? So I can click on that, and that would open up the card that I was on before. Okay. So I go back to this one, and I go back to share and more, and down here it says email for this card, and I click on that and I copy it, okay, and I go to let me just check her name, Vaishnavi. I go to my emails and I find let me just take this one, right? Can't find it. I'll do another one. Let's go to this one here, and I go to forward, and I copy and paste the Trello board link, and I send it.
So you haven't emailed it to somebody, you've emailed it to your Trello.
I've emailed it to that Trello board, and in 1 wee second that should, yeah. Did it come in? Made a noise like it was, no, it's just sent, I think. There it's there. That's it there.
You copied the link to your email.
This will all be recorded.
Oh, okay. Okay, then that pulls all the information onto the board, which is the email that was sent. Yep. Okay, I got it.
Okay, so that way you can keep things together all in one place. So when we're looking at the onboarding student board, you can keep all your messages from your student's parent, whoever's contacted you, all in the one place.
So if she was to email again, you would then have to do the link again to forward it then.
Yes, if you wanted to. If you want to. Alternatively, you can create a folder in your email box with the person's name.
But then it keeps it all into one place, which is what I want.
Yeah. And I'm also going to show you here the idea of so there's the labels. There's the talk. Does that involve talking? Does that involve emailing or social media, listening, admin, writing? So for this board, I labeled those that way. And that way I need to email. So that's about email. So I can look at that. I can look at my card and think, oh, right, that's what that's involved. I'm also going to make a checklist. And so there is the title of it. And you can copy a checklist, which is great. Okay. So copy items from, so let me see, I've made a nice checklist for Facebook posts, and I'll just copy that, and there you are. So the Facebook list comes up here too. You know, whatever it is you want to copy and paste.
Okay.
You can untick and tick and delete and whatever.
I think I just have to get used to it.
Yes, absolutely. It does take a wee bit of getting used to, but not it's quite instinctive, and it's quite, you know, and it's you can't break anything. So that's that one there.
I just have a question about the board. So when I'm doing this project, I sent you a list of, like the website and all the social media. So is that one board, and then my course page is another board?
Let me show you. Yep.
Okay.
For some reason I've lost all your images. Let me just, like your faces have all gone. I don't know why.
Oh, I've stopped my video because of my weak connection.
Okay, it's fine. Everybody can see my screen still.
I can still, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So those two that I showed you there, the sort of static kind of this week look, and then the static kind of current week that you can, like a snapshot, an overview where you can move things around, of course, and then the this week, which is a kind of to-do list. Let's look at the course outline and how to use this to create your course. So here is the how to teacher online course board. Now, obviously I've changed this a lot over the time, but you can see at a glance that I've broken it down into modules and then made each card a lesson. And then on each lesson, I've got all sorts of checklists, written, slides, video. So that's what needs to be done. Make another checklist. I can make a due date. I can create attachments. So if you've got a photograph you want to add, you would just go to your computer and, you know, it's just like an attachment. Yeah. I don't know why that's not doing that. I can't find it. So anyway, an image there, it opens it up, and there's the image there, my goal this week, and that uploads the photograph, and that kind of in there. You can copy it. That's your attachment. If you've got documents that you want to, you know, if you've written something in Google or in a Word document that you want to attach, you just click there and you attach your link there, or get your document from your Google Drive or whatever. So keeping all your lesson stuff in one place.
Yeah, that's what I need to do.
Yeah. Okay, so it's like a master plan here, all of this. Yeah, you can attach PDFs. So I've done there, like, you know, look, there's the PDF for the evergreen part. I've attached the image of that there. I've got notes on each one. I've got, you know, all sorts. So this is my big overview.
So, you know, We Mean Business and Zone of Genius, that's module 1. So can you connect those two together, or you can't? Because that's not clear to me. That's module 1.
Well, so is it? Well, that's what I was saying. It's kind of because I have messed around with it so much. This is not the final. This isn't.
Okay.
But what you mean? Could you make this?
So say those first 3 columns that you have, We Mean Business, Zone and Genius Building. How do I put that into a one module?
One module. So one big list.
Just one module, so that I know that these videos connect to that module.
Right. So you would click on the top.
Yeah.
And it would say, move all the cards in this list.
But then you're joining it all together.
Yes, yes.
Oh no, I don't want to join it all together. I just want it to be
right. Okay. Well, you need to label it then. Right. So you would label, or you would add. Right. So you could either add a label.
Oh yes, the label. Yeah. Okay, I got it. Okay, I got it.
And look, there's the labels there, and there's how you add. Look, see the wee pencil. So you would just add that and click. Okay. Yep. And
so then you do module 1 and then change those to module. Okay, and then if you want to change it around, you can.
Yes. Right.
That's what I'm finding. I'm moving things around, and I don't know where I am now. I'm lost.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And of course, you know, and then you think Zone of Genius. Actually, that should be in All Things Tech. So I move it over there, and that's where it's really great, because you're looking at it, thinking, right, that shouldn't be there. That doesn't make sense. It should be over there. You know.
Yeah.
So it's great from that point of view.
Okay.
And of course, you're linking to your Google Docs. Okay, so PDF attached, and you can open up your Google Drive, and you can get anything you've written down there as well. And you can keep all sorts of, you know, you can just keep everything together.
Wow.
Okay. And if you're working with somebody, on, you know, anybody who's helping you with what you're doing. So I work with Emma, and this board here, Emma and Deanie. So if I open that up, then here is headings. We were this way under this week, and then Facebook ads, editorial, webinars, starter kit, blah, 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 right? And you'll see the photograph of Emma under different ones. That means that I've just assigned that to her. You know, like there, I've just added that, or I can add me to that one too. And I know that I'm working on that one as well. And then I can have a wee conversation with her. I just tag her. I tag her, and that goes to her. And I just select.
So you're conversing through Trello rather than conversing by emails, is basically what you're doing.
Yes,
there, yeah.
Because it means that she's not then thinking, what's she talking about? What were we working on? She gets a message to say in her email, or her Trello, you know, there on her laptop has a wee, you know, a wee light thing comes on, a wee thing to say you get a message. So she clicks on the message, and this can be used on your phone as well.
Has she got a copy of this wall, or is it the board, not wall? Has she got a copy of this board on her Trello?
Because
which is exact copy of yours. Are you working on it together?
Yes, because I added her to it, Chris.
Oh, okay.
See, so look, she's invited there. I've invited her to work on this.
So if you would, I'm not saying you should, but if you would, I'm not saying I'm sure you're not going to, but if you were to add me to that board, then next time I started the Trello, I'd have an extra board.
You'd have an extra board.
Right,
yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And when you add these people, can they change your board, or can they just see what you see?
No, they can change it. But that's what you want them to do, because you're working on things together. So she can, well, she only...
Is there a way that you can add it to, but I can't change it? So I can view it, but I can't change it?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. No, I don't.
That's a question.
Yes, I don't think so. But, I mean, obviously it wouldn't be in Emma's interest or somebody you were working with's interest if you're working on something.
No, I'm sure that it wouldn't. But if you wanted to see, if you wanted a student of yours to see a plan of work you put together for them, but you didn't want them to change the plan.
Yes.
Could you do that?
No.
No. Okay.
I don't think so anyway.
Okay, fair enough.
So look, there's been a whole big conversation about, what's that card called? The website, updating the website. And you can see she's adding, okay, I'll give it a go. If you can do that, would be great. And it's underneath the actual card. So it's not schlepping through all your, you know, all your emails. Where did she say this? Where did she say that? What she taught, you know, it's just all nice and neat. Now, for your purposes, you could have like you know, a module, or you know, a part of your course. So say it was let me show you another couple of examples of, you know, like, I'm trying to think of ways that you could use it when you're working with a student. You know, instead of like, these are the different parts of all the things that I need, then you would be working on maybe different parts of your course. You could copy the whole board, so that, say this board, instead of being called Emma and Dini, it was called Sarah's, or her surname, Sarah Campbell. And on this we had algebra, equations, whatever part of your course. And then you can have a conversation as they go through the different parts. Now, I'm talking out loud. But do you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get you to think of ways that you could use it.
Does your student have to have Trello?
Yes, but it's free.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes,
it's free unless we buy the extras.
Unless you buy the extras, yeah. But you don't.
Well, our student wouldn't need the extras.
No, they definitely don't. They definitely don't. I mean, you only want the extras. The extras are really the powering up thing.
I mean, my view on stuff like this is, I'm happy to spend the money if I'm definitely going to get something back from it.
Yeah.
But if I can use it just as well for free, then I won't.
Yeah, no, don't, and don't use it unless, you know, don't upgrade unless you find that you're using it and that you really like it. So definitely use it free to start with. So that one there, I was showing you the idea of messaging and tagging and how you can use it for that. Let me just show you another couple, because I know we're running out of time here, but let me just show you another couple. Another one that I use and love is this one here, Dashboard. And this is another static one, as in I don't use things, I don't move from left to right with this. I just use this as an oversight, an overview of all different things.
Can I ask a quick question, Dini?
Yeah.
Have you set all these up yourself from scratch, or are there like templates you can buy?
No, you can't. No, I've set them up myself. But
right, okay.
Actually, but what I can do, and I'm very, very happy to do, is I can copy boards, and you can, you can change it.
I just wondered if the people who make Trello Limited, whatever, they make up like a diary board, and you can sort of buy that diary board, and you don't have to do the work to set it up.
Yes, you know what, Chris, you don't need to buy it; it's just there. So if you go Trello and Trello boards, there's tons of free stuff.
Right. Okay. There are template boards that we can.
Yes, you can have. You can have. Right. You don't need to buy.
When I say buy, I meant buy in the sense of take rather than buy. Yeah.
So what I use this one for is just this idea, and I wanted to show you that. So look, so this is kind of my go-to thing. So if I'm using, there's my brand colors, there are images, there's a bio that I would use, my biography and brand words. If I'm putting, that photograph that I put in every Wednesday or Thursday saying who's coming to the class tonight. So I keep that in here. And then that way I've got access to it. Everything's all nice and, I can all my passwords.
I was going to ask you about that goal, because the goal picture of a goal you showed us a few moments ago, you've been using that for your Facebook, haven't you?
Yes.
Did you just cut and paste it to Facebook then? Or does this link, or does Trello somehow link to Facebook?
No, it's I just, like that one there. So I just do that. And there, look, you see, it says download.
Oh, right, okay.
So I just download that and whatever, and then there it goes down there at the bottom, and then I just upload that to Facebook.
Okay, right. So it's not a direct link.
I've got all that. No, it's not a direct link.
Okay. Sorry for these questions.
No. Please do ask me. Yeah. This is quite a good. List. Is the word mixed up? And this is all the processes that I use, and this will be handy for you going forward. So here is how I record a video, and instead of writing all it, I just make it like a checklist. So I go to the checklist and I go, and these are the different stages, so that the next time I want to record a video, I've got the processes all written down.
Oh, that's useful.
Yeah. Okay. How to upload to ScreenFlow, and I've actually made a wee video of that. And then I just click on the link for the video, and then the next time I want to use that, I've got that there. Again, I've got that there as well with Jing. I've just made a quick wee video. There's Canva, how to make a PDF. So when I do something and I learn how to do something, I write out the stages and put them in here, and then that way I've got all the processes together. Okay. So this is quite a good one. So you can make this whatever suits you, whatever you need to access, to reference, or even just things that you like, like swipe file. Do you, maybe people's emails that you're sent, emails that I send out, look at them and think, I wonder how I could use that. We'll just copy and paste it, or email it forward into your dashboard or your whatever, your control center.
So rather like you showed us a moment ago, somewhere on there's an email address which I could forward an email to that would appear on there.
Yes. So look.
Right,
yeah.
Okay.
Let's look at making a video. You want to email there. You go to the share and more, and you come down, and there's the link to this card, which is like enter cards. But there, email for this card.
Okay. Thank you.
And you would forward that on, and it would appear there. And then another couple, and then I won't bamboozle you anymore. The blog one I really like. Okay, so for writing a blog or your Facebook post, you can use it exactly the same way as this. Okay, so there is shortcuts, as in the link, things that you'll need for your blog or for your Facebook page. There's a blog post template, there's categories, structure of a blog post, and how questions that I would ask a tutor if I'm doing a tutor spotlight. All of that's there. The link's there on my Google Documents. So if I'm emailing somebody saying, can I feature you? And they say yes, there's the questions, and I just email them. Okay. So it's all on the left-hand side. I keep all the stuff that I might need. And then there I've got some story bits that I might need. And then here is the big long list of ideas that I've got. And anytime I think, oh, that would make a good blog post, or that would make a good whatever Facebook post, I put that in there. And then I've got this constant list. I'm never short of ideas, you know, because I'm always adding to that. This is an important one. And then I like take one of them and I move it along to the first draft and I start writing it. Okay. And I link to, there's an article that will maybe help me with that, or something that sparked an idea. And then there's the link to the Google document there that I've been writing the blog post on. And then I do that, and then I move it across to the image. And then so it's sitting there, so that I open this up and I think, right, where am I? So everything that I've got after first draft or after ideas vault is in progress. All of that's in progress. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blog progress at the moment. And I just, when I get 10 minutes, I just come in and add something onto it, you know. And so I find an image. So there, I find that image, that's on Trello, and I've got the image. So I've got that. So I just use that. I can move that across now. And I need to get a headline for that. What am I going to put for that? And then once I've got a headline, I move it across and I start editing the actual piece again. And then I move it across to final draft. And then I move it across to upload. And then to be approved if somebody else has written it, which isn't really the case. It's usually me. And then is it scheduled? And then promote it, share it on Facebook. Have I done that? And then move it over to the archive. Do we like it?
I like it, but I've got to set it all up. I'm not there yet.
Leslie, are you still with us?
I'm just thinking. I can see the pros and cons of it. The diary, I don't think I would use it for the simple fact I have a paper diary. I have my phone diary, and I have a calendar in the house, and that's 3 that I have to keep going.
Yeah.
And to me, having a diary, the phone one's fine. The idea of having another one on Trello just wouldn't work for me.
No.
The other bits and pieces, yes. You know, in doing things, I can see the advantage of.
Yeah.
It's at the moment just going around in my mind is, you know, keep it simple.
Yeah.
If you start making it too complicated, you will lose the plot totally.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think what I have got to do is investigate when I get my new phone and get it working and set up. Is investigate Trello on the phone.
Yeah.
Because you know I'm out for 12 hours, and if I can think of something, then I can use the Trello on the phone. Then I can actually make it work for me.
Yep.
But you've got to have lots of things to be able to do first to put on there.
So let me just show you a couple of.
I mean, my thought on it is this. I mean, my rather jokey point is I've been alive for 52 years without being an organised person. I think becoming a suddenly organised person is quite frightening. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't become. I'm sure I'll be more successful than I was. You seem to be really well set up with this, Deanie, and I just don't know how to get from beginner to where you are. You've got everything sorted. Setting it all up seems to be quite a dry activity.
Chris, Dean has been doing it for an awful long time.
Yes.
Exactly.
We're starting from scratch.
We are, yes.
And the other thing is
how long have you been a Trello user?
Well, a few years. But the other thing is that honestly, it's one of these things that the more you use it, the easier it gets. But I'm going to copy any boards that you think, do you know what, I'd love that. I will copy and you can have no problem. Let me just go through these ones. Now, student onboarding, this is a great one. Okay, so you get an email from a student or a parent asking about your tutoring, blah, blah, blah. Forward the email onto this board, your student onboarding. So there, move it there. So that's all about, blah, blah. There's so that's his business website, their contact details, their mailing address, and that is a checklist. Okay. And you can add that in there, whatever. I don't know, any other notes you want, okay? And then you move that along. Have you contacted them? Have you sent a follow-up email? Move it along. Okay, and above there you would have your follow-up, you would have your sample follow email. I haven't got this. Okay.
So this is a template which I have somewhere on my Trello, and when I was taking on new student Susan Smith, I'd create Susan Smith onboarding by copying this board, and then I'd start moving stuff across, because obviously I don't want to start moving stuff across until.
Yeah. So obviously you need then, right, so you need a copy of an email that you would send, right? So you have a standardized email, and you work on this, you have a standard email that you get an inquiry, you send it out, and you would doctor it a bit, obviously, to suit each student. Ish, but you've got the nuts and bolts, the heart of it remains the same. So you get Susan Smith, and you put her there. So you've sent her an email saying, yes, thanks for your inquiry, blah, blah, blah. You've not heard. So you've got this is dated, and this is blah, 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 the due date and whatever, and you've got anything else that you might need, and you've not heard. So you move her along to the follow-up, and you send her your follow-up email. Thanks for the email. I hope you got my response, and blah, blah, blah. Will you let me know if it's of any interest? Blah, blah, whatever.
But if she answers straight away, you skip over that column.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Scroll over, and then you're going over to your diagnostic session, your list of questions, whatever, your proposal. Here's, so you would have your sample proposal. Here's how we're going to work together. Here are your kind of terms and conditions. And you'd move them across once they've got your agreement template, all these things that you need in place. And then if there's a follow-up, you would move it along. And then do you have a welcome packet template? Do you need that? And then finally you move them to your active student. And then once you finish working with them, there.
So can you get a report of who's on follow-up, who's on proposal, and who's on invoice, or do you have to click into the board to see who they are?
Yeah, you would just have to look at it, Sonia, and just you would be underneath each bit there,
You change student B name to the actual name, so you could see them see them.
So
I understand. I've now got a better understand. You don't copy the whole board. You just have a one of those movable things, I can't remember what you call them now.
Yeah.
And you'd move them along the column.
Right. So Sarah Campbell just moves right along as she goes. Yeah. Now, this is just obviously just a sort of template, and you would doctor this to suit your own purposes. Maybe you don't have a list of questions that you want to ask. You don't need that. So you would just get rid of that. You would just archive that list. You don't need it. Or, you would change it to whatever. But you see the theory of having everything in one place and how kind of nice that would be in terms of working.
I think it's understanding that at this precise point in time, we probably need, I think I would probably go with one, even maybe just 2 boards, maximum probably 3, because that's all that I would need at the moment.
Yeah.
And then gradually, as it builds up and you get more involved with it and your business gets bigger, then you create more boards.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. And then here is the class status. So you would take, for your purposes, you would take, that's so funny. Emma's just messaged me saying, what do you mean? Because I've tagged her in a Trello post.
Poor Emma.
Oh, that's a shame. So, right, that's funny.
It works.
Yes, exactly, right. So step 1, create a new, in fact, look, let me just show you that. You see how up there I've got a wee star and I've got a wee red dot up there? Yep, so that means that I've got a message. Go over to there, the bell's ringing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And poor Emma's just said,
Is it the middle of the night for Emma at the moment?
Probably. No.
You've woken her up.
I think so. I think it's only about 8 in the morning. That's not too bad. Anyway, right, so let me just finish off with this. The class status. Now, you would have this maybe as your course. So if your course is, say, or your tutoring is, So say this, instead of saying step 1, it said module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, blah, blah, blah. Instead of adding, you're adding people. Yes. So Graham is now at step 3, and then he's moving along to step 4, and then he's moving along to module 5, and then that way, this kind of idea, you can track where everybody is with a different course or whatever. Yeah. Okay. And then lastly, no, it's not last. So student work. No. Weekly classroom letters. What I'm looking for. Weekly classroom letter. This one is maybe more appropriate for a classroom teacher. But this is like the weekly classroom letter, and you can add all different kind of, the week, what's happening this week underneath each. You can make a list can be a week, long rather than a day. Yeah. So these could be, say that said week of October the 23rd, you could have under that all your different students that week. I'm just trying to think of different ways that you can use, or different things that you need to. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think it's like everything. You'll make a list thinking it's a worthwhile list.
Yeah.
Make a board and think it's a worthwhile board, but then you'll go and think later on, right? Okay, well I need to do this, and I need to create another board. But actually, it links in with and it will evolve. Yeah. I mean, I can see, let's say, I've got a couple of boards up there, up on mine. One of them is kind of a to-do board. Another one is more of a keep track of posts on Facebook. So they will evolve.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely, Leslie. Yeah.
And they'll change. And I don't think, Chris, I don't think you should get, this is me saying this, I don't think you should get too hung up on trying to create 8 or 9 different boards.
No.
Create a board when you've got something to create it for.
Exactly. I'm just trying to show you, Leslie, the possibilities and
some of those are those some of the ones you had there, like the student onboarding one. Yeah. Are they ones that Trello do, or have you created them yourself?
No, I think I probably, the student onboarding one I have added to, but I definitely put the background photograph on it, but I can't remember. I don't think I created it from scratch, but I'm absolutely delighted to share it with you, Leslie. There's no.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering whether there were, as Chris I think said earlier, there are some boards that you can pick up that Trello have already created for you.
Oh yeah, tons, yeah. Absolutely tons. Yeah, no. I mean, and they're actually an incredibly giving kind of community. It's because you get emails from them with all different ideas and whatever. Yeah. I've taken those ideas together, and I've made quite a few of them, educational. So maybe they were aimed at business, and I've kind of doctored them, and I've changed the background, etc. Let me quickly show you this. So this is a checklist that Sonia sent me today. And Sonia, let me just quickly show you this. So there's a list there from your Word document, and you click on that and copy it, and then come back over, and I'm going to go to this card here. I want to add a card, and I want to paste. So that's just copy and paste. And you'll see there that it gives you a wee thing, and it, oh no, sorry, wait a minute. There.
That one.
Yeah, wait a minute. Yes, and when you put something quite meaty like that, it says, if you want, we can create a card for every new line. No. Or you can use just one card, or you can create 9 cards.
Yeah. That's so clever.
It's a very, very, I love it, as you can tell.
I think I've seen that happen when I was making mine up. I remember that. It was a couple of weeks since I played with it.
That looked a very meaty document, Sonia, as well.
Yes, it was. Yes, wasn't it? Yes. Yes, we could.
I've got so much going on, actually. I just want to get on with it.
And you're on holiday.
I know.
It's the family I feel sorry for, Sonia. Anyway, so look, we'll stop there because otherwise the video will be too big and I won't be able to upload it.
I just got to ask one quick question. You know, with the course, do we have to finish the homework before we go on to the next module?
Well, Sonia, that made me laugh, and I forgot to write something like, or what, Sonia, or what will the consequences be?
Well, I wasn't sure whether I had
to finish the homework for each module before I went on to the next one.
I'd still be on module 2.
Yes, exactly.
Sonia, I watched all the videos before doing hardly any work at all. Then went back and started watching them one by one and doing the work.
Sonia, there's no right answer. I'm trying to be smart, and it's not.
Okay.
I
didn't want to hinder my progress because you go up and down.
Work whatever way works best for you.
I think we've grown up, so we can do what we want.
Okay. All right then.
We've run out of time, but we'll work out what we're doing. I'll put in the class what we're doing next week, your goals for next week. Please keep posting in the group and keep it lively and keep it happening, and anything at all. It doesn't even need to be about the course. Anything you want to share in the group. Let's keep it all nice and lively. I'm going to dash off. I hope that was useful. It was nice. Thank you very much for coming.
It's mind blowing, but thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Good to see you, Chris and Leslie, and thanks, Deanie.
No problem. Let me know if anybody wants a copy of any of those boards. Let me know.
Will do. Thanks. Bye.
Bye now. Bye.